guiding you through your practice today, and Julia challenged us to think about what we've learned throughout this entire COVID and pandemic. And what I've come to realize when I really kind of sat and thought about that is we put so many labels on things. We try to focus on what we've learned, and I guess the biggest lesson I've come out of this with is to not label everything, to find humor and to find the present moment, to really be here and work our way through transitions that are always constant in our life, whether it's becoming a parent, whether it's a pandemic, whether it's some colossal thing that happens at work or in our family. Life is full of challenges and change, and we're constantly transitioning and maneuvering through those and finding the most graceful way that we can. So in today's practice, I want to focus on the beauty of creative transitions and how we can incorporate those constantly in our life and always find humor. I'm going to have us go ahead and start out seated today, and I'm going to have you just gently rock from side to side on your hips. Feeling the movement, maybe a little cracking in the ankles as we roll across the top, finding a little bit of fluidity in our lower spine, and maybe start lifting opposing shoulders, adding a little bit more movement into each transition. And then again, bringing that entire movement of the arm, slowing down but transitioning from side to side, dropping the hip off the ankle, raising that arm overhead, peeking up underneath the arm. Building on each movement. A couple more on each side. And then holding that next one, breathing into it, maybe finding a little bit more depth, reaching that arm over, really pressing through that hip. Exhaling through, taking it over onto the opposite side. And inhaling back up onto the hips, finding that gentle rotation through the spine. And maybe a little bit of cracking as we work our way into the body. Dropping that chin to chest as we come forward. Go ahead and let those shoulders round as we draw our hands to the end of our knees. Kind of wrapping those fingertips around. Finding that kind of bolted area there, and then rounding through as we press that spine back, arching, pulling the belly in. Getting that beautiful stretch across the upper spine, upper shoulders. And then finding that long, straight seated position again. Placing those hands on the quads. Drop that left ear to the left shoulder. And reaching over to the opposite ear, dropping to the opposite shoulder. Bringing it back to center. Inhale those arms forward, interlace those hands, and again press into that seated cat, rounding that spine out, pulling those abdominal muscles in towards the spinal cord. Strong, active movement. And then inhale it up, coming onto those knees, keeping those hands intertwined, pressing back into a slight back bend. Little camel pose here. Inhale it up. Exhale, come back down, seating onto those heels. Take those hands and interlace them behind the lower back. Raising that gaze skyward, open that chest. Really lifting through the rib cage. Pressing those shoulders down, back and away from the ears. And inhale that gaze back forward. Take Taking it up onto the knees one more time. Slight back bend here again, keeping those hands interlaced behind the lower back. Just a little slight version of that camel pose. And inhale up. Take that right leg out to the side. Now again, finding that knife edge, that side edge of the foot, parallel with the mat. We're going to exhale that left hand to the floor, extending that right hand overhead, almost kind of like a side plank, a modified side plank. Inhale up on into that side plank, lifting that right leg, reaching that right arm overhead. And exhale it back down. And slightly rotate over to that right leg, pressing the chest towards the quad. Deep stretch through that hamstring. Slowly walk those hands up, draw that knee back in. Inhale overhead, take that that left leg out to the side, finding that deep knife edge. And exhale that right hand to the floor now. Taking that left arm overhead, deep stretch through the side. Again, lift that gaze up underneath the arm. And then press it into that modified side balance. Breathing through. Exhale that foot down as we draw the body up and slowly cartwheel into that left leg, pressing the chest towards the quad. Deep stretch. Again, through that hamstring, using the body to exhale out. And inhale it back up. Take that knee beneath the body. And you can just slowly come to the side on your mat. Exhaling those palms down directly into tabletop position. Again, just unique transitions today as we exhale through cat and cow. Finding that pace on your own. Again, recognizing the beauty and the transitions. Few more deep cat and cows. And one last one. Holding in that cat position. I want you to really focus those shoulders as though they're pressing down into the palms, opening up across the shoulders. Belly is still drawn in towards the spine. Again, strong active position. Pull that chin to the chest. And round it through cow. Again, dropping that belly, rock those hips from side to side. Lift that gaze skyward, still pressing those shoulders towards the palms. And exhale into that neutral position. Walk those hands maybe just an inch or two forward. Round back as we press those glutes towards the heels. Inhale it forward. Exhale back, pressing through the palms. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Two more times. Inhale it forward. Exhale back. And last time. Inhale it forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Hold that position as we press up to the full plank. Rounding onto those toes. Exhale. Press it back into a down dog. Pedaling through those heels. Now again, on each one, slow that pedaling down. I want you to focus on really pulling that knee towards the chest, pressing that opposing heel to the floor. Beautiful stretch of the hamstrings, tilting those hip bones skyward. Exhale to the opposite side. Again, really focusing that press through that heel. Opposing knee pull to the chest, really allowing you to press through that. Take both heels to the floor. Inhale up onto those toes. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, let that right leg fly. Drop that foot towards the glute as we open through that hip.
Now, beautiful transition here. Again, we're gonna take through this hip opener. Inhaling forward to plank. Draw that right knee to the right elbow. Exhale back, open through that hip. Inhale it forward. Exhale, open. One more time, inhale it forward. Exhale, open and hold that position. Breathe that right leg back skyward and step it through, coming into that high lunge. Beautiful as we reach that hip to the floor. Pressing it through, maybe just a small pulse here for 3, 2, and 1. Step it forward into that chair pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take it through twisted chair as that left elbow comes over that right knee. Inhale, take it to the opposite side. Press it through that twisted chair. And challenging ourselves, staying in that chair pose, take those hands to the floor, jump back to plank pose. Beautiful job. Round those shoulders down, back and away from the ears. Exhale, down dog. Finding 2 or 3 deep breaths here. You can pedal those heels if you want to, or if you want to just hold stagnant. One last deep breath. Inhale, letting that left leg fly. Beautiful job. Press that right heel to the floor. Exhale, open through that hip as we drop that left heel towards that glute. Breathing that through. And then finding that rocking transition. Inhale that left knee to the left elbow. Exhale, open the hip. Inhale forward. Exhale, open. One last time, inhale through. Exhale, open. Hold. Slowly extend that foot skyward. And step it through. Coming to that high lunge warrior on the opposite side. Right hip now pressing towards the floor. Just take a slow pulse for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale forward to chair. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take that right elbow over the left knee now. Find that amazing twist, opening up that digestive system, wringing that out. Inhale to center. Exhale, take it to the opposite side. Breathe it through. And slowly take those hands to the floor, finding that strength. Exhale, jump it back to plank. Hold that position. Round those shoulders down, back, and away from the ears. Taking 2 chaturanga push-ups. Now, if you need to modify, you can drop those knees. Exhaling down, elbows close to the rib cage. Inhale, press it up. Exhale it down. Inhale, press it up. And extend back to that beautiful down dog. Finding 2 or 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, look between those hands. Walker jump to the top of your mat. Finding that beautiful forward fold. Inhale the half lift. Belly to the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in those knees. Inhale through reverse. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Hold that position. Press that right heel directly back. Coming into that balancing half moon as that left hand steadies you, right hand comes skyward. Try to see if we can find that gaze partially up to those right fingertips. Maybe just to a corner. Bring that through. Exhale that right hand down, step that right foot back, directly into pyramid pose. Now pull that right hip forward. Exhale that chest to the floor. Bringing it into that quad. taking it into standing splits as that right foot comes skyward. And set that right foot back, inhaling up to warrior one. Again, finding that challenge in those more strategic positions and ending in that gratifying peacefulness of warrior one. Simple, easy, go-to posture. Exhale those hands behind the back, open that chest. Really reach that forward, finding a deep breath. Exhale it forward to that humble warrior. Dropping towards the chest, reach those arms overhead. And exhale those hands down. Step that left foot back to plank and release into that downward facing dog. Look those hands. Between those hands, walker jump to the top of your mat again. Exhaling through forward fold. Inhale the half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Slight bend in those knees. Inhale through reverse swan. Deep belly breath. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale the half lift. Hold. Again, finding that balance as we prepare to find challenge in life. As we exhale that left heel back. Slowly opening into that balancing half moon on the opposite side. Hand first comes skyward. Maybe challenge yourself in finding your true place in this challenge. Raising that gaze towards those left hand. Slowly exhale that left hand down, stepping that left foot back into pyramid pose. Now again, first, prepare for this challenge. Pull that left hip forward. Belly drawn into the spine, exhale towards the quad. Breathing through. Still keep pulling that left hip forward, facing that challenge full on. Finding our strength. Inhale that weight into those hands as we press forward, coming into standing splits. Again, that next opposing challenge, feeling that stretch through that hamstring. And if you can balance on those left fingertips, take that right palm and press it down the calf from the back of the knee. Again, opening into this position, working through that tension. And exhale that left foot down, stepping into warrior one. Again, finding the other side of those challenges. Beautiful warrior one. Exhale a little bit deeper. Take those hands, interlace those fingers, opening that chest. Breathe through. Inhale it forward to that humble warrior. Dropping the crown of the head towards the floor, arms extending overhead. Slowly inhale it up, taking those hands to the floor. Step it back to that plank pose. Hold it there, round those shoulders down, back and away from the ears. And in that challenge, in two more beautiful chaturanga push-ups. Modify if you need to. Elbows brushing close to the rib cage. Inhale, press it up. Exhale those knees back, sit it to child's pose. Again, just take a moment to rock those hips. Taking full presence of this moment. Feeling the breath, feeling heat in your body. Again, any tension. Taking that left arm forward, lift the head slightly. Place that right arm underneath, threading it as we press into that shoulder, dropping the right ear to the floor. Slowly unlace that arm, placing those fingertips forward again into that full child's pose, finding one deep breath here. Lifting the head slightly as we take that left arm, lacing it underneath, pressing into that shoulder as we drop the left ear now to the floor. As we rest into this, pressing into that shoulder, just recognizing the beauty of yoga and how consistent it is with life. That each moment leads us to the next. And just, we have to be aware of the moment we're in to recognize the transitions that can follow and creatively take us to that next step and that next place in life. And using our breath, our centeredness to take us there. Inhale up, drawing back to that child's pose. Inhale forward, round back, and press into that downward facing dog. Inhale, let that right foot fly. Step it through. Coming to that low lunge, go ahead and drop that left knee. Drop the top of the foot. Inhale up onto the knee and press that hip forward. Exhale, release back. Inhale forward. Exhale, press it back. 2 more times. Inhale it forward. Exhale back. Last time, inhale it forward. Exhale, release back into those hips. Inhale it forward, taking it to that low lunge position again. Cartwheeling those hands up as we come to that warrior 2. Again, take that right hand on that right knee, press it out, open. Again, come a little deeper into that challenge. Inhale, reach it back to exalted warrior. Exhale forward to that extended side angle. Inhale back, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. One last time, inhale. Exhale, hold that extended side angle. And cartwheel back up to that warrior 2. Take those hands down, bring it back to plank position, and exhale the down dog. Beautiful job. Find 2 deep breaths. We're going to take that onto the opposite side. Inhaling that left foot skyward. Inhale, take it to that low lunge. Drop that knee on the opposite side, crown of the foot. Take it up to that quad and press through that hip. Exhale back, sit into that heel. Inhale forward. Exhale it back. 2 more times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last time. Inhale it forward. And exhale back. And inhale, take it through. Coming back up to that low lunge warrior. Inhale, open to that warrior 2. Again, that beautiful transition in life, like a dance. Again, just finding the connection between each obstacle. Exhale it back to reverse warrior. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale it back. Inhale forward. Last time, exhale it back. Inhale it forward. Hold that position, really reach. And take it back to warrior two. Cartwheel those hands down. Step it back to plank pose and exhale the down dog. 2 deep breaths here. Pull the belly to the spine. And then slowly walk those feet forward, taking them to the edge of your mat. Kind of a long, extended, unusual bump in the road, kind of like a reaching forward fold. Now again, really tip those sits bones skyward. Maybe lift those gaze to the fingertips. Just taking the moment to recognize what your fingers look like. Maybe we don't look at them often. The beauty in your hands, maybe the youth, maybe the age, the life they've lived, and just recognize them for what they are. Slowly start walking those hands back to the feet. Exhaling the glutes down towards the floor. Then I'm going to have you lift those glutes slightly. Keep walking those hands back, fingertips facing forward. We're going to come into a balancing posture. So we're going to find those triceps underneath the quads. And then I'm going to have you sit back, trusting yourself, onto those triceps with your quads. Now again, this may be right where you want to stay. If you want to challenge yourself, lift that gaze forward, lengthening through the spine. And then slowly, maybe you just bring your toes off the floor an inch. Maybe that's right where you want to stay. Maybe you just walk them out and balance on those toes. Over time, we're going to lift through those toes, coming to full dragonfly. Breathing through that challenge. When you're ready, slowly set those feet down. Walk forward on those hands, find the flats of your feet, and lift those hips skyward. Bring the crown of the head towards the floor. Exhaling, trying to get to those elbows. Now if you can't, just use the weight of your upper body to come as close as you can. And then pressing that right palm center, sweep that left hand skyward. Beautiful rotation to again, release that spine, sit those hips back. Exhale that left hand to the floor, sweep that right hand skyward. And exhale it down. Walk or jump those feet back to center. And slowly rotate towards the side of your mat. Again, opening for a little bit of floor work here. Again, just kind of lifting each knee, opening a little bit further. Maybe you can walk those glutes forward, find a little different real estate position. And then we're going to slowly walk those hands forward. Now again, you may just be able to bend those elbows. That may be all the further you can come into this. Again, try to flex those heels, reaching those toes forward towards the sky. Maybe you can take it down to the elbows. Again, I've talked you through this posture before. It can be a very challenging, tight muscle for us. So we don't want to push it. We don't ever want to snap those muscles. But if you're a book reader, TV watcher, put your book on the floor. And you'll be amazed as you're holding this position, the deeper and deeper you can come into it. Over time, challenging ourselves to really reach that belly towards the floor. Breathing through this. drawing the heels together, the soles of the feet. Taking those hands behind you to press into that weight and drop those knees to the side in modified butterfly position. Again, really opening those hips. And keeping that left leg, bend, take the right foot over the top of that left knee. And pull that left foot out a little bit, really centering those glutes onto the floor. Drawing that left hand around to pull that right knee in. And then lengthen through the spine, slowly coming through that supine twist, bringing it back. Now again, keep pulling that right knee towards the chest. You should get an amazing stretch over that right glute. And again, bringing out the abdominal area, really helping with digestion, release of tension. Slowly exhale it back, switching those feet, taking that left foot over the top of the right knee, finding those glutes on the floor. Right hand wraps around that left knee, first lengthen through the spine and crown of the head, and slowly rotate, pulling that left knee towards the chest. As we release, finding the length of that mat, taking those hands on the shins, just rock back and forth on the length of that spine, giving yourself a little massage, really rounding through as we pop up, coming through all the way under those hips, and hold that last one, toes off the floor. Again, pulling up as we lengthen through that spine. And then just gently leaning back into that. Now you can stay right here. You can release those hands just gently for balance beneath those, behind the quad. Or if you want to, take those hands to heart center. Again, deep work in that abdominal area. Just focused on this isometric movement. For 4. 3, 2, and last one. Slowly exhale it down, extending those feet, dropping that back. Take a yogi toe hold as we pull those feet skyward. Ending our practice, a little inversion, but a little bit of humor and happy baby. Taking us back. Maybe thinking about being a child again, giggling and laughing at all the turmoil and craziness going on in the world right now. Knowing that the only piece we can truly affect is our own life and what's in front of us at this moment, whose lives we're touching each day. Taking space and time and gratitude for yourself. And taking care of your space. There was a quote this morning on Sunday morning of the time when Robert Grobel shook Jackie Robinson's hand unexpectedly after his home run. And his son reminisced this morning on what his dad taught him, and that was, in a moment's notice, if you just do the right thing, everything will work out fine. Go ahead and extend those legs, opening them up. Drawing back to center, rock from side to side. And then slowly open into Shavasana. We'll take just a moment. Maybe 3 or 4 deep breaths in silence here. seated position on your own time. Rocking just like we did at the beginning, from side to side. Glutes on the heels. Drop the chin to the chest. Round through that spine, reaching for the knees. And inhale back to center, lengthening through that spine. Taking one last deep breath, gathering all that amazing presence in. Exhale the heart center. Again, taking this moment to think about our practice. All of you are so dear to your practice of yoga. And look at the beauty of the comparison between life and yoga. How we really use our mind, our body, and our presence in our practice to transition from challenge to challenge, finding that peacefulness and that growth. And so in life, we can do the same thing, not so much figuring out what we've learned over these last several months or labeling it, but in just taking consciousness and being present each moment and doing the right thing. And we'll look back and it will all be okay. Namaste.